All right, so we're back with another deep dive.
Yeah.
And this time, we are going to be talking about Mr. Beast's
Oh, yeah.
latest wilderness survival challenge.
This one was interesting.
It was super interesting for a lot of reasons.
Mhm.
But one of the biggest ones right out of the gate is the fact that the women's team beat the men's team,
Yeah.
which is not something that I think a lot of people would have predicted.
It really does make you think about the whole concept of survival. Like, what does it actually take?
Right. And, we've talked before on this deep dive about
Yeah.
different survival situations, and we've
Yeah.
we've sort of gone through some of the skills and stuff like that. But
Right.
what does it actually mean when you put it all together?
Well, and to put it to the test like that
Yeah.
with real stakes, $500,000 on the line.
And in this video, we're talking about the one with the 5 men and 5 women dropped in the wilderness,
Yeah.
right?
That's the one.
Okay. Just want to make sure everybody was on the same page.
Yeah. No, that's the one.
So, okay, so watching this thing play out, I was like, so many assumptions just getting completely blown out of the water, right?
It was so interesting to see how the women approached the challenge right from the start.
Yeah, like what were some of the things that stuck out to you?
I mean, the fact that some of the women chose to tap out early on, that was a huge surprise.
I was going to say that, yeah, like that seemed crazy at first glance.
Right, because you think about survival, you think about like gritting your teeth and toughing it out.
Yeah, you got to be the last one standing.
Exactly. But the women were playing a different game.
Yeah.
They were thinking long term.
So what was the logic there? Like what were they thinking by leaving early?
Well, they were basically conserving resources,
Right.
right? Fewer people means less food and water needed.
Makes sense.
It was a calculated risk, but it paid off in the end.
So it's like they were thinking about the team as a whole, not just individual survival.
Exactly. It was a really interesting example of teamwork and strategy.
And it wasn't just the tapping out thing that impressed me. The women were just so good at the practical side of survival, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, remember that scene where, what was her name?
Yeah.
The one with the fire?
The fire, yeah.
I think it was Sarah.
Sarah, yeah, and she made a fire with,
Yeah,
nothing.
just like a couple of sticks and some dry grass.
Yeah. It was amazing. I was watching that, I was like, I don't even know how to do that.
Right.
And it just kind of blew apart all those, stereotypical ideas about who's good at that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that was a big takeaway for me, too. Like, we often think of survival skills as being masculine.
Yeah.
But this challenge really proved that wrong.
Absolutely. And I think it's important to point that out because, we do have people listening who are interested in getting into this stuff. And
Yeah.
they might think, oh, I don't know, I'm not the Bear Grylls type.
Right.
But this shows that anybody can learn these skills.
Yeah. Okay, so we've talked about the strategy, the resource management, the practical skills, but we can't forget about the mental side of things.
Oh, the mental game is huge in survival.
Absolutely. Because like you're out there, you're isolated, the weather's probably terrible.
And the pressure of the competition, that can't be easy.
No, it's got to mess with your head, right?
Yeah.
And it seemed like maybe the guys struggled with that a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, the weather was brutal for everyone, but it really seemed to take a toll on the men's camp.
Right. They had like that whole thing with the tent collapsing.
Yeah, and then they had to rebuild it in the pouring rain.
It was rough. And I think that contributed to some of them tapping out.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So maybe the women were just better equipped mentally for that kind of challenge.
It's hard to say for sure, but they definitely showed a lot of resilience and adaptability.
And that's what it takes, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're out there in the wild, you got to be able to roll with the punches.
You got to be able to adapt to whatever comes your way.
Exactly. So I guess the big takeaway here is that survival is not just about being physically strong.
No, it's about so much more than that.
It's about being smart, about using your resources, about working as a team, and about having the mental toughness to keep going when things get tough.
And that's a message that applies to so much more than just wilderness survival.
Right, like even if you're not planning on getting lost in the woods anytime soon.
Exactly. Think about it like this. What are your survival skills in everyday life?
Ooh, I like that.
How do you deal with stress, with unexpected challenges, with setbacks?
Right, because those are the things that we all face in one way or another.
Exactly. So maybe the next time you're feeling overwhelmed, think about those women in the Mr. Beast challenge.
Yeah.
What would they do?
What can we learn from that?
Exactly.
I love that. I love that. All right, well, that was another awesome deep dive.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Always fun to kind of pick apart these challenges and see what we can learn from them.
Oh.
So until next time, everybody, stay safe out there. And remember, it's not just about brawn, it's about brains, too.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
All right, we'll catch you later.
See ya.